I was sitting in my hotel room in Anchorage, staring at my phone, watching footage I'd pulled from the cloud storage. My hands were shaking. On the screen, I watched my nephew, my own blood, walk into my brother's bedroom and shove him against the wall. Hard. Michael stumbled, his face confused, scared, and my nephew just laughed. Imagine coming home from the trip of a lifetime, only to discover the person you trusted most was slowly killing your brother for money. Keep watching because what you're about to hear will make your blood run cold. This is Twisted Reckoning, and this story is one of the darkest cases of family betrayal you'll ever hear. I've been gone for 8 days. 8 days while my brother was being tortured in his own home. Let me back up. My name is Robert. I'm 64 and I live in Calgary. For the past 3 years, I've been the primary caregiver for my older brother, Michael. He's 67 and 2 years ago he was diagnosed with early-onset dementia. It's been brutal watching him fade. Michael was a petroleum engineer, sharp as a tack, could do complex calculations in his head. Now, some days he forgets my name. Michael never married, no kids of his own. Our parents passed years ago. So when the diagnosis came, I stepped up. I moved him into my house in Englewood, converted the main floor den into a bedroom for him. My wife passed away 5 years back, so it's just been the two of us, brothers, like when we were kids. Michael has good days and bad days. On good days, we'll sit on the back deck and he'll tell stories about working up in Fort McMurray, and they're almost coherent. On bad days, he thinks I'm our father or he forgets where the bathroom is. But he's my brother. I made a promise to take care of him. Here's where I made my first mistake, though I didn't know it at the time. My nephew, Michael's sister's son, lives here in Calgary too. His name is Trevor. He's 38, works in IT or software or something. I never quite understood what he does exactly. He's married to a woman named Stephanie. They live out in the suburbs, big house in Mahogany, 2 kids in private school. The kind of life that looks perfect on social media. Trevor had always been pleasant enough. He'd visit occasionally, bring the kids to see their great uncle. Michael would light up when they came by, even if he got confused about who was who. I appreciated it. Family matters, especially when there isn't much of it left. Last spring, Trevor pulled me aside after one visit. He said he felt terrible that I was shouldering everything alone. He offered to help out more. Maybe take Michael for a day here and there. Give me a break. I was touched. Honestly, I was exhausted. Caregiving is 24/7 and I'm not getting any younger myself. So we started a routine. Once or twice a week, Trevor would come by, take Michael out for lunch or to a park. It gave me time to run errands, see my doctor, just breathe. It seemed like a blessing. Then in August, I got an opportunity I'd been dreaming about for years. My buddy James was planning a 10-day trip to Alaska. Cruise up the Inside Passage, stops in Ketchikan, Juneau, Skagway, Glacier Bay. We'd been talking about doing this for a decade. But I had Michael. I couldn't just leave him for 10 days. Trevor volunteered immediately. He said he'd move into my place, work from home, take care of Michael full-time. His wife Stephanie would help. They'd handle everything. Meals, medications, doctor's appointments. Michael would stay in his own home, his own routine. It seemed perfect. I was hesitant. 10 days was a long time. But Trevor was insistent. He said I deserved this, that I'd been sacrificing everything for Michael and I needed to take care of myself too. Stephanie backed him up. She seemed genuinely eager to help. My doctor had been telling me I needed to reduce stress. I'd had some chest pains earlier that year. Nothing serious, but a warning. This trip would be good for me. So I said yes. But here's the part that saved my brother's life. Before I left, I did take one precaution. I'd read articles about elder abuse, about caregivers who take advantage. I felt guilty even thinking about it with family, but better safe than sorry, right? I installed a small security camera in the living room, just a basic one like a nanny cam. It uploaded footage to cloud storage. I told Trevor about it. I said it was so I could check in, see how Michael was doing, maybe video chat. Trevor thought it was a great idea. He said he'd make sure to wave at it with Michael every day. What he didn't know was that I'd also installed one in the hallway upstairs. That one I kept to myself. Welcome back to Twisted Reckoning. If you're just joining us, you won't believe what happened next. Keep watching because this is where the nightmare begins. I left on September 14th. Trevor and Stephanie moved in that morning with their 2 kids. The first few days of the trip were incredible. The scenery was breathtaking. Glaciers calving into the ocean, whales breaching. I checked the camera feed once or twice a day when we had Wi-Fi. Everything looked fine. Trevor would wave at the camera like I'd asked. Michael looked clean, dressed, calm. Then day 5, I tried prize calling the house. No answer. Day 6, same thing. I was starting to feel uneasy. Day 7, I got a text from my neighbor, Patricia.
Robert.
Hope Alaska is wonderful. Just wanted to let you know I saw an ambulance at your place yesterday evening. My stomach dropped. I immediately tried calling. Voicemail. I texted Trevor. Patricia said there was an ambulance. Is Michael okay? An hour later, he texted back. Everything's fine. Michael had a small dizzy spell. We called 911 just to be safe. All good. Didn't want to worry you. Enjoying your trip? Something felt off. Why wouldn't he answer the phone? Why not tell me about paramedics? I pulled up the camera feeds and started going through the archive footage carefully. I fast-forwarded through the previous day. Then I saw something that made my blood run cold. Trevor walking through the living room carrying Michael's medication organizer. The weekly pill container I'd carefully filled. He opened it, dumped the pills into his hand, and walked to the kitchen sink. He was dumping Michael's medications. Hours of footage showed Trevor barely interacting with Michael. Stephanie on her phone constantly. The kids running wild. And no Michael visible in any of the main floor cameras. Then, on day 6, I saw the footage that made me pack my bags immediately. Trevor came down the stairs, put on Michael's leather jacket, the one I bought him last Christmas, and walked toward the garage. 20 minutes later, he came back without the jacket. His hands looked red. He went straight to the kitchen and washed them, for a long time. I checked the secret upstairs hallway camera. What I saw made me physically ill. Day 2. Trevor entering Michael's room with food, leaving 5 minutes later with the plate still full. Day 3. Trevor yelling, pointing, jabbing his finger aggressively. Day 4. Trevor dragging Michael down the hallway by the arm. Day 5. Stephanie entering, staying 2 minutes, leaving with her hand over her nose. Day 6, 3 p.m. Trevor grabbed Michael, shoved him, Michael fell, and I saw Trevor's boot draw back, like he was kicking something on the floor. I was watching my nephew assault my brother. You're still here with Twisted Reckoning, and trust me, it only gets worse from here. I slammed my laptop shut. By midnight, I was on a red-eye flight home. During the layover, I discovered Trevor had been going through my office, photographing Michael's power of attorney documents. I logged into Michael's bank account, $138,000 gone in 6 large transfers. I landed in Calgary at 6:30 a.m. on September 23rd. I drove straight home. The house looked normal from the outside. Trevor's SUV in the driveway. I used my key, opened the door quietly. The house smelled wrong. Stale. Uncirculated. Silent. I went upstairs. Michael's bedroom door was closed. Locked. From the outside. I slid the bolt open and pushed. The door stuck. Something was blocking it. I pushed harder, squeezed through the gap. The smell hit me first. Urine. Feces. Unwashed human. I turned on the light. Michael was on the floor beside his bed, curled up on his side. Wearing the same clothes from day 2, now filthy. His face was bruised. One eye swollen. Lips cracked and bloody. Michael, I whispered. It's Robert. It's your brother. He didn't move. I dropped to my knees. He was warm. He was alive. Water, he croaked. I called 911. I told them everything. And then I heard a noise in the hallway. Trevor stood in the doorway in his boxers, blinking. Uncle Robert, you're back early. Don't, I said. Don't say a single word. The police are on their way. It's not what it looks like, he started. I have cameras, I said quietly. I watched you hit him. I watched you starve him. I have every second. The color drained from his face. I also know about the money, I said. The $138,000 you stole. Stephanie appeared behind him. Trevor. The money was supposed to be a loan. Shut up, he hissed. Then the sirens came. Welcome back to Twisted Reckoning. What happened next is pure justice. Paramedics said Michael was severely dehydrated, malnourished, possible broken rib. If I'd been gone 2 more days, he would have died. Trevor and Stephanie were arrested on the spot. Charges: forcible confinement, assault causing bodily harm, theft over $5,000, fraud. Detectives later discovered the full plan. They were draining Michael's accounts, converting money to crypto, moving it offshore. They took out a $65,000 line of credit on my house. They booked one-way tickets to Mexico, leaving 2 days after I returned. They were going to let Michael die and claim it was natural. Stephanie flipped. She testified against Trevor. Showed texts, emails, voice notes where he said they needed to get rid of the old man after securing the money. He'd researched how long someone can survive without water. The trial was 11 months later. The jury watched the camera footage. Trevor shoving Michael, kicking him. The courtroom went silent. He was found guilty on all counts. Sentenced to 24 years. Stephanie got 8. Most of the money was recovered. My house was saved. Michael now lives in a safe care facility. I visit him every day. He still has nightmares. Calls out Trevor's name in his sleep. But he's safe. He's alive. And Trevor? He writes me letters from prison. I don't read them. There is no excuse. No forgiveness. Only consequences. This is Twisted Reckoning. If you care for an elderly loved one, install cameras. Check accounts. Trust but verify. Because family can be the most dangerous predator of all. Never forget, abuse thrives in secrecy. Don't let it happen to someone you love. Like this video. Subscribe to Twisted Reckoning for more true stories of crime and justice. And I'll see you in the next one.